Oh yeah, I was picking it up.
Shut up, Heat. Are we too far away, do you suppose?
I don't know. They look dark, but...
Yeah, but I can brighten that up.
I said that before and you were like, that it was too bright, so...
We were too bright. I feel like I can move... I'll come back with you. Okay. This is a janky setup. Can you guys see our microphone? You can't see it, suckers.
I have a feeling you're gonna film this and you'll be like, I hate it.
Why?
I just have a feeling.
Jeff, that doesn't sound like something I would ever do.
Sounds exactly like you.
Exactly. Are you ready? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
Board games.
And
COVID.
Exactly. This one's got COVID, and you're probably like, Jamie, why are you sitting so close to him? That's a great question. I guess I don't know. I'm just planning on getting it at this point. I'm trying to determine whether or not I've already had it.
Everyone in the family has it.
Yeah. Listen, Mom's got it. Zach's got it. Jason's got it. My nieces have it. This one has it. So far, I'm still fine. I don't know if the last time I was sick, if it was COVID. So I'm either gonna get it within the next couple days, probably.
I mean, if you've had it, you have immunity for like 3 months.
Immunity! That's what I'm saying.
I got my butt whooped.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, man. COVID's no joke.
It ain't no joke.
I was fever. See, my fever was 100?
100.4 or something. Not quite 101,
yeah,
so...
this is day 3, and I'm still... Sinuses and chest are all messed up, but the fever's gone, thankfully.
Yeah. This is an episode of Board Games and Brew. And you're probably wondering, where are you? That's a great question. That's a great question. We're painting the studio, so we are currently filming in our board game library. I hope to eventually put out a video where
you should see the rest of this space.
You don't need to see it. It's fine. I hope to put out a video eventually of organized with me.
Which games do we have to call?
No, Jeff. Jeff, no. Stop that.
I don't know where they're going to go.
Nobody knows. We're here today to do our October board game wrap-up and just a mini, update. Why not? We're in the chairs. We be rocking.
This is way more comfy than...
This is comfy. Maybe if you guys enjoy this, I'll get a better setup, because right now, obviously, the setup's not great. The angle's probably weird.
Lights probably can be upgraded.
Yeah. Plus, I just have, one light. Anyways, we'll see how it goes. Jeff, what are you doing?
Hair in my mouth.
Yeah. Listen, we're both in our greasy grays.
Yeah.
So, we're living the dream. Jeff was just in Buffalo at a Buffalo Bills football game. Before that, we've been moving. We've had spooky month. Spooky season has come and gone.
We didn't get to play nearly as many games as we had hoped.
No, we only played 21 different games this month, and we played 39 times.
We've had
It's been a rough month.
Rough stretch.
It's been a rough couple of months.
Jamie's been sick. Yeah. And normally when Jamie's not sick, I'm sick. We've been tossing illness around this house.
Yeah.
Way more than we're used to. And I still feel like we haven't gotten into a groove with the new house yet. We haven't fully unpacked. There's painting to do. Everything seems very...
As soon as we start one thing, then usually it's me. Usually I get sick. And then everything falls apart.
Yeah.
While Jeff has been sick, I've been painting the studio, so we're redoing this studio, so the background's going to be different. Got to redo this room, organize that. There's just a lot to do. And we're going to be traveling in 2 weeks, and then traveling more in December. So, we live in a state of flux.
I got hair.
What is happening?
I don't know, man. I got a hair somewhere that I can't get.
The point is, we're going to talk about some of the games we played in the month of October. Though we didn't have our best gaming month, we did play a lot of good games. And we played with a lot of people. A lot of different people. What is happening?
Got it.
Good God. Old hair mouth, we call him.
Well, there's hair in my tea.
Well, why'd you put hair in your tea? Let's just go through the games we played. Maybe we'll stop and chat about just a couple of them. In the month of October, as I've already said, we played 21 different games. So we played a bunch of Dreadful Meadows. Mm-hmm. And this is from Arcus Games. We have a video review of this in our last board game snapshots. And we have a full playthrough of it that you can watch, and we also played it during our spooky game day, so you can watch a little bit of that too. But we played the heck out of this game in October.
Good at all player counts, in my opinion.
Yeah.
and everyone we introduced it to enjoyed it.
Exactly. Yeah. I love this game.
Yeah,
it's so
good.
freaking spooky and cute. I just love it. So that's Dreadful Meadows. We played Almost Innocent and Hidden Leaders. So Almost Innocent is like in the same world as Hidden Leaders. We played it with my brother. Actually, yeah, you played Almost Innocent with us. You, me, and Zach played it.
Yeah, and then you guys played Hidden Leaders.
Just me and Zach played Hidden Leaders, so got a little bit of plays on that. We have a video on Almost Innocent, and we have a video on Hidden Leaders Forgotten Legends, which is the new expansion. I'll link all of this below, so if you want to hear more about these, we're not gonna go into details about the ones we've already kind of like talked about in videos, but played some of that. Then we got to play Goblin Uprising. Now, Goblin Uprising, we have a whole preview video.
We do.
It is currently live on Kickstarter. It is freaking adorable.
Yep.
It is super fun. If you're interested in learning more about it, you should watch that video, but I definitely recommend checking it out. We have an entire channel in our Discord dedicated to it.
Yeah, Fabio is in there to
one of the
answer any
designers.
questions.
So if you have any questions and you want to get it from the person who created the game, he's in the Discord. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah.
So that's Goblin Uprising. Loved it. The Wolves. We've also done, we've talked about so many of these. There are a few that we haven't talked about yet. So the Wolves we've also talked about in a snapshot, but this is the new release from Pandasaurus Games that's about wolves.
Yeah.
You go watch that video.
Yeah. Area control wolf game.
Wolf game.
I mean, how thematic is that?
Wolf game.
I don't know if there's a more fitting theme for area control than wolves.
I'm trying to think. It makes me think of
bears.
Finding Nemo with the crabs and the bubbles. Hey.
My bubbles.
That's a different fish, but yeah. That fish is also territorial. Good point, Jeff. We played Trick Shot. Also talked about it in a board game snapshot. So most of those have already been covered, but it's on GameFound if you're interested. I don't know if it's still live.
I'm not sure.
It's the second edition is out now. Yep. Okay, now let's talk about Monsters on Board. So this was one that I talked about in the Grail Games video that I was like, it was one of my Grail games. It is from Final Frontier Games. The art is from the Miko, so it's, the same art style as like Merchant's Cove and all that good stuff, which I freaking love. And it's a spooky game set in like a world of like, basically like Halloween Town with all the monsters. I thought that it was a racing game. It is not a racing game, but what it is freaking fun. It is so much fun. Didn't you find?
I really enjoyed it. The only thing that I remember thinking of while I was playing it was like the cars that you had that you put your dice in. I was like, this is a bit unnecessary.
Yeah, so...
I mean, it makes sense for passing the dice around and stuff.
I think it'd be better, that aspect of it. So the game comes with like cardboard cars that it's a dice drafting game. So you roll dice, you put the dice in the cardboard car, you pick one, you pass, they pick, they pass, pick and pass. So if you were playing with more than two players, fine. Anyways,
yeah, that actually would make way more sense because then it kind of goes around on a...
Yeah. You're trying to, what is it? You're trying to like make spooky juice or something like that to go to this like
spook juice,
this monster party or whatever.
You want to arrive to the party with the most spook juice.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of different monsters that you're moving throughout the board, and they're landing on different spots, and the different spots allow you to do different things on this other board, and I'm doing a horrible job of explaining it, but I actually have heard some not so great things about this game, and I personally don't understand why, because I really
have to play it. We've only played it at 2 players, so I think we have to mention that. Maybe some of those flaws come out at higher player count, but yeah, I didn't notice anything in that I was like, oh, this is weird. Yeah. I actually really enjoyed it. If you like a bit of a puzzly, like somewhat asymmetrical, like just with how the different ghosts power up, because there's some decisions on which ghosts you want to move around to get more spook juice. Yeah. And what they do when they move matters for your board over here and how you'll score points and stuff at the end.
There's like a parking lot and you're moving the different like dice from the parking lot in order to do different actions on your board, which can unlock it's like, it's not an engine builder, but there's just a lot of triggers that happen within it. You have like some secret objectives and stuff like that. Anyways, I thought it was super duper fun. It's a game that I would play even outside of Halloween.
Yeah,
I really liked it.
Yep.
So that's Monsters on Board. The next game that we played was Root, 4-person, in-person game of Root, and it was a learning game for Matt. So Matt, who is here Actually, you've seen him twice now, if you've watched all the videos. He was here for Spooky Game Day, and he was the killer in the Final Girl video, which, by the way, for those of you that watched it...
Congrats on coming back to life, by the way.
Thank you. For those of you that watched it and enjoyed it, I'm happy that you did, because I had literally the most
Yeah, we
fun.
got some ideas.
Yeah. We're going to make it a series.
For more stuff in the future.
Speaking of which, played Root, and it was great.
It was.
It was probably the most fun I've ever had playing it in person so far. Matt was new to the game. Jason has played a few times in person, but mostly on the app, so he knew what he was doing.
Somewhat.
We generally knew you knew what you were doing. I somewhat knew what I was doing, but it was great.
Yeah, everyone knew enough that I didn't have to necessarily focus so much on Jason and Jamie. If they had a question, they'd ask. Yeah. And I could just focus on making sure Matt understood what he was doing. But Matt is very, very good at games and gets stuff very quickly. So he ended up winning, actually.
And now he's obsessed.
We
have another Root chat going on.
I will take it.
So then we played Villainous. We played like 7 to 8 hours of Villainous straight for a Villainous tournament. And I think maybe now is a good time to...
announce the...
Yeah, see who... I have to check. I haven't looked. Maybe to see who our 2 final characters are. For those of you who don't know, we did a full Villainous tournament, round 2, year 2, and Jeff and I ended up tying. So we don't oh, well, yeah, I guess you have to know that in order to know what I'm talking about right now. In order to figure out who is better at Villainous, which is obviously going to be me, we got our Patreon community to vote on who they wanted our final matchup to be. So Jeff and I each picked 2 characters, and our Patreons got to pick one between them. So the 2 characters that I picked from my team were Yzma and the Evil Queen, and Jeff picked the Queen of Hearts and Jafar. So the final matchup... They
swayed this, didn't they?
The final matchup...
I bet you it's Evil Queen and Jafar.
So with 64% of the votes on my team, Yzma is who I will be playing with.
What's Yzma's goal?
Yzma is find Cusco and kill him with Kronk.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's not easy. And then Jeff, with 57% of the votes, was
Queen
Jafar, which I was so happy. I'm very happy to see
I would have crushed Jamie.
The Queen of Hearts is easy peasy lemon squeezy. So Yzma and Jafar is not a bad matchup, actually.
No, it's not.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So that will be coming, I'm sure, in November. We'll make sure to get that video out. Then we had our very first game of Blood on the Clocktower.
Which you can't see, but is right there.
We played this online with our friends over at Table Knots, our friends over at Second Star to the Left, and then a few other friends of Table Knots. It was you, me, Kyle, Billy, Michelle, Max, Doolin, Emily, Danielle, Alex, and Kenny. Yes. Okay, so we played with a big group of people. It was our first time ever playing, and I am looking forward to playing it more.
I really enjoyed it.
I didn't know what the heck was going on, and I was like, I don't know what to do, and it felt like everybody else knew stuff, and I knew nothing. And who was I? I can't remember
Poisoner, weren't you?
No, you were the poisoner. I was the poisoner, and then they kept switching roles. God, I want it to be bad. Yeah, so we played that, and you loved it.
I did love it. There was some fumbling. A lot of us were new. I'm excited to keep exploring that game with learning and nuance and figuring all that stuff out. But I'm not a big social deduction guy, and I loved that.
Yeah. We'll definitely be playing more of that, so we'll keep you posted. But maybe if we ever get good enough, we can open up a game on Discord.
Yeah, we might be able to run our own game, yeah.
Yeah. We're not good enough yet.
Or maybe Max would be willing to run it for us.
Actually, that's a better idea. Max is better.
Max, run our session,
Max,
please.
will you do this for us, please? Then we had our Spooky Game Day, so there's a whole video about that if you're interested in watching it. But Jeff and Matt played a game of Unmatched Goblin Fog.
Yep. I was Dracula, who I always play, and he was Invisible Man, who I'd not played against, and he was very cool.
And then they also played Res Arcana.
We did. Yeah.
You taught that to Matt.
Yeah.
Another favorite.
Yeah.
Another favorite. Jeff decided that he didn't like us and didn't want to play games with us anymore.
That is not true. I was trying to finish painting a game that we had played further down the list.
Yeah, we'll get there.
And I finished it. So you're welcome.
Thank you. Without Jeff, we played Similo Spookies. Similo is just a great party game, honestly. It takes like 5 minutes to play.
Yeah.
Super fun. We played without Jeff, we also played Dreadful Meadows again, and we played Bang, the dice game, The Walking Dead version, and I thought it was fine. It was nothing like special. Basically it's essentially Bang? Just Bang, yeah. But
just reskinned.
Yeah, I was Negan, and I won. So, and then as a group, we played Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
Always a hit.
Huge hit. We played it 2 or 3 times. I think 2 times.
2 times, I think, yeah.
And that was great. Deception, Murder in Hong Kong was a gift from Luke. So thank you to Luke once again for giving that to us. But yeah, we've played it a bunch now, and
it's been a hit with everyone.
Always a great game. And then we played Awkward Guess, which was also a huge hit. It was most everybody's favorite game of the day that we played. Yep. And Awkward Guess, for anybody who doesn't know, is from Megacorp Games, and it is like a better version of Clue. There's like a millionaire, Mr. Walton. He's been killed in his home, and you have to figure out who did it. And there's like a bunch of different options, and you're passing cards back and forth and maybe trying to screw somebody over by giving them cards that you know they've already had. And it's a deduction game, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Then we played Nemesis Lockdown.
The game I was painting.
The game Jeff was painting. Well, I guess we'll maybe put it in a snapshot video.
It will be in a snapshot. What I'll say quickly, it wasn't a love for the group. If anyone hasn't played Nemesis, it's very punishing. Yeah. Very, very punishing. You can be out of that game, like I was, very quickly. And the game can drag on for hours. So we played it at 5, and I was out within the first hour, and it took, I think, 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. If not longer. I would not recommend playing it at 5. I think the sweet spot for this, depending on your patience and whatever, is about 3 players. Yeah. I still love Nemesis. It's just so infuriating to play it and die. Yeah. And you can't do anything.
Then we ended off the night with the Night Cage. We turned off all the lights. We put on the playlist. We lit a candle. And I set it up horribly wrong, but...
It was late. We had just played Nemesis for many hours.
I forgot to put all the gates in the game, which is a very important component
of the game. It wasn't the best teach. There was a bit of fumbling through the rules, a little bit of nuance, but I loved that game.
It was still super fun. That game is awesome. Yeah. And I highly recommend, if you have that game and you haven't played it in the dark with the playlist, there's a playlist on Spotify. It's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Light a candle, play it. It's just... It's an experience. It was a lot of fun. Then I hosted a board game night at my work, and I had like 10 people come. And it was great. There was probably like, at the peak, there was around 10, but there was like 6 or 7 of us that were playing most of the games. So we played Fake Artist Goes to New York, which is an Oink game, which is so much fun. We loved it. We actually put one of our drawings on the fridge at work, and we all signed it. So basically in Fake Artist Goes to New York, there's one person that picks a word, and they write it down on these little like mini whiteboards, except one of those whiteboards has an X, and they hand it out to everyone in the group, and one person is a fake artist, so they don't know what everybody else is drawing. One person at a time will draw a line on a piece of paper, then the next person will draw a line, the next person draws a line, the next person, and you're all trying to draw what's on the thing, but one person doesn't know the thing. It was a blast. People loved it. We literally played like 6 or 7 rounds of it. Mm-hmm. And then we played Doodle Dash. Always a hit.
I was not at this game night, by the way.
Jeff wasn't there.
No.
I introduced them to Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, and they loved it.
It's good.
Yeah, loved it. We ended off the night playing a little game called Clearing Coffins, which everybody laughed at me when I bought it because it's silly. And let me tell you, it was silly, even when you're playing it. Basically, in Clearing Coffins, it's the same people who make Cockroach Poker. There's a bunch of cards with vampires on them, and each vampire card... They're in a coffin. They have a symbol. It's a color and a symbol. You're rolling 2 dice. One dice is a color dice and the other is a symbol. If you match a color and symbol to one of the vampires you have, you slap the garlic card in the middle, so it's a slapping game, as quick as you can, and then you flip your card over. Then you have to remember what the color and symbol was on that vampire card, because the next time that combo comes up, you slap the garlic again, and you can get rid of your coffin. So you're trying to get rid of as many coffins as you can.
You're trying to clear your coffins.
Exactly. But you can also slap in the middle if you remember what one of your opponents has flipped down. So you can make them flip it back up. So it's harder. So there's so much going on because you're like, okay, what do I have in front of me? What do they have? Anyways, it was total chaos. But it was a fun little game. I'd play it again during spooky season. Yeah. Silliness. Cool. But that's it. That's everything that we played. not as much as we usually play. I honestly, like, December will be probably a decent amount of games because we're going to PAX and we're going to be playing a bunch of games with people. November, we're traveling. We're only traveling for like 5 days.
I'm just looking here, and there's probably like a couple rule books I'm going to bring upstairs.
We've just got a lot to do.
We don't have anything going on this weekend.
No, we don't. All I want to do is just, I don't know why, but you know that song, all I want to do is make a boom, 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 and a boom, boom. Shake your rump. All I want to do is just play games and not be sick. But if I'm being honest, as I'm sitting here, my head is starting to hurt.
No.
So
Actually, you know what? Let's get it over with because we travel in 2 weeks.
So we'll see how I fare.
I mean, to be fair, mine started in my chest, and then it was instantly like Fever City.
Fever City. Yeah, that's the name of our next album that we'll be dropping.
Yeah.
Anyways, let us know in the comments below if you've played any of the games that we've talked about. What do you think about our setup here? Do you like us chatting in the chairs? Perhaps we could do all of our board games and brews chatting in the chairs.
We'd have to heat up down here.
I'm fine right now, probably because I'm feverish. That is all that we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in buying board games like any of the many that we mentioned today, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us, that is...
Boardroom Game Cafe.
Ding! Ding!
Which I was just at.
Yeah.
Pick up... What did I pick up? Thunder Alley.
Yeah.
From GMT Games.
The spoilers for our next haul. But Thunder
Alley...
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. That's the only one you get. Yeah. Not that we've bought a lot of games. We've been really good.
We have been, actually.
Yeah, actually, it's been amazing. We're doing great. That's all we have. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
There it is.
Jeff?
Wait, I'm not situated.
Don't spill that.
I'm gonna. Definitely gonna.
Good? What? It's enough. Just swallow them. It'll make you strong.
I actually think it might have been from the ham. From the bruschetta. It might be in my teeth.
Oh. What's a bruschetta?
Or...
the ham, the bruschetta.
You know what I mean.
Okay.
Prosciutto.
Prosciutto. You know, the bruscudo. Anyways. Okay.
No, just the stupidity of that statement.
Okay.